What is going on, garden fans? Welcome back to the Permaculture Homestead. Check out this daikon radish I got from the Permaculture Project Farm. And you know what? It tastes good. Come on back, check it out. I hadn't shown you the Project Farm in a while, but it's looking really cool. I wanted to give you a few snapshots of what's going on out there. Enjoy the journey. Locklairs Farm Supply is a third-generation owned family feed and seed store located in Gaston, South Carolina, Zone 8, USA. I always enjoy coming back here every week and seeing our effects on the landscape. The best place to start is really a satellite photo. And as you can see here, we have a 1/4 of an acre on a hillside to the left of the pond in the photo here. The store is located at the bottom of the hill in the far left of the screen. You can clearly see that we have 5 swales dug in the fall of last year and 5 patties already cover cropped and starting to grow. Here's a broad peek at how the place looks from the top of the hill, looking down towards the feed and seed store. As we pan over here to the right, the pond is actually to my right. And once again, we have a 1/4 acre here going down the hill with a mixed polyculture of fruit trees and nuts and berry bushes and shrubs and companion plants the like. It's very diverse and looking very good right now. The bees, the pollinators are out. And more than that, there's even some of the weirder, darker things going on out here. I was able to catch a colony of millipedes out here living in the crack of an old oak. And on closer inspection, it was cool to even see an ant colony coexisting, commingling, and basically living with this colony of millipedes on this tree. There's a cool little ecosystem on a really old oak tree. We're at the time of year where you're going to see, of course, a lot of weeds out there, but no need to fear. We've got loads of wood chips already coming in. You can see our pile here where we kind of tore down to the bottom of our wood chip pile last year. And once again, all the local limbing and treeing companies are going to come and drop off their wood chips for us. We're going to chop and drop and then wood chip over the whole food forest here, basically this summer going into the fall. So fear not for the weeds. Don't worry about the weeds. The wood chips are coming. Let's go ahead and get to the meat and potatoes of the tour here. I'm currently at the bottom of the hill looking up at our bottom swale. This is the last swale cut in, and it's right here. It's a nice little lump in the earth, and we've planted this in some sort of a you pick you pull agroforestry row and column style planting. So on our swale mounds we have figs growing, and on the bottom side of the swale we have things like goumyberry, which is a nitrogen fixing edible shrub, and we also have pawpaws out here right next to the autumn olive. So the autumn olive this year have really blown up, but they're doing a great job of shading out my pawpaws here, which generally like to be in the shade the first year or two of their life anyway. So there's this nice sprinkling of plants already on the bottom of the hill of pawpaws, autumn olive, and figs, with of course all the companion plants and some vegetables to go with it. Definitely have sunflower also growing up here. Autumn olive once again are coming on and putting on fruit in their first year. They are truly about 6 feet tall, and we're doing quite a bit of chop and drop as soon as the pawpaws get established. We have all types of comfrey out here thanks to Sean over at Edible Acres. And we've kind of done this in a row and column style so that people could walk down the swales and basically you pick, you pull. So now I'm all walking on the bottom swale, and to the right of me there's all types of blueberries and fruit trees in the form of swamp mayhaws. And once again, it's set up in this you pick, you pull style where people can walk down the swales and pick food to the left and right of them. Of course, we got blackberries from this year planted that are growing up and getting established. We keep our acid-loving, wet-loving plants here at the bottom of the hill where we get a lot of drainage. And then, of course, there's all types of vegetables growing out here. Squashes, and we have herbs as well growing. It's really a big mixed planting, of course, of food. Continuing on, I'm moving up just one swale patty. We have 4 swale patties here, and as we go up the hill, the diversity kind of changes a bit. It's less row and column and more mixed planting. One of the big things going on this year is our jujubes. They've really gotten themselves established, and they are flowering themselves. We have 4 of them on site for some cross-pollination, and all of them seem to be flowering really well. Persimmon seems to have gotten established. This is a pomegranate that's gotten established and trying to flower. Looking really good. Once again, we don't do a whole lot of watering out here. We've gotten enough rain that things are looking good. This is an apricot with more of edible acres, comfrey, and then just this ground cover of brassicas that have now naturalized themselves, kind of like my home site. So once again, mixed plantings, companion plantings, not a whole lot of weeding out here. We do weed a couple times a year and kind of make this place look well maintained. But for the most part, we let everything grow and have scheduled cuttings and preparing of the place for you pick, you pull kind of thing. Here's some bee balm growing with another hedge of elderberry and blackberry. This is wild blackberry. Really, really thorny variety, but puts on a very large, sweet fruit. So we let them grow underneath our elderberry hedge. And they do a very good job actually protecting our elderberries from small pests. Further up this swale, it's pretty small and swampy. We've got another giant hedge of thornless blackberries. And what I like about having different varieties of blackberries is that generally the wild ones will produce earlier in the spring, and the cultivated thornless varieties of blackberries kind of put on later in the season. So Locklairs as a farm and as a feed and seed store and as a future you pick, you pull, it's going to be very productive for people out here. Looks really good, and once again, it's been fun to kind of watch this place change from week to week. It's hard to touch on everything here, garden fans, but I wanted to hit a couple more guilds out here. Our third swale patty up from the bottom of the hill, once again, is even more diverse than it was below. We still do have jujubes out here, but I am starting to mix nuts in here. This is another jujube. We have daikon radish. Yeah, check this out. Watch this daikon. Boom! Yeah, those are growing all over the place out here. We have veggies. This is pineapple guava that has obviously gotten established. It's going to be a great shrub layer between our trees and nuts and fruits. This is a mini royal cherry growing. So as I'm going up the hill, the plants are spread a little further apart. Their space is respected more. And we're growing things like nuts. That's a pecan right there growing. And then, of course, we have an understory of blackberries trying to get established here. These are the thornless varieties, and the canes are just now coming on. Here's a mulberry right here, a black mulberry with another autumn olive as nitrogen fixation. So further up the hill, the diversity is greater, and the guilds are tighter in some degrees, but they're also more spread out in other respects. Here's a really good example of a guild I wanted to show you. I've got a fruit tree, a plum, and not about 4 feet from that we have a nitrogen fixing autumn olive, which is currently about 6 feet tall and is working as a good nitrogen fixing companion for this all-in-one almond tree. So I got these 3 food items in the 6 by 6 foot square, a plum, an autumn olive, and an all-in-one almond, all with a ground cover to go with them, and they have been established really well here in just 1 year, 1 season. I'm really expecting to get some fruit off of these plums, which are blowing out. I am going to prune down these autumn olives so that they're not in too much competition, although I do like that there's this shrubby layer underneath my forming nut canopy. Of course, we have all the companion plants to go with these trees. There's comfrey all over the place and growing really well this time of year. And we have another ground cover of alpine strawberries along with the blackberries that are growing. It's been really fun, once again, garden fans, to watch this project grow. This small little companion planting here at the top of the hill is basically a cut and paste over the top patty. I'm not going to go through the whole site with you right now. We have things like hazelnuts growing that I haven't showed you. We have Chinese chestnut. We have Pakistani mulberries. We have locots growing. There's raspberries over here in the shaded area. There's more pecans, more all-in-one almonds, and it'd be crazy to go through all of it right here with you right now. So I appreciate you just checking out what I did show you. There's a lot more fruit trees And if you want to see more, please like, share, and subscribe, and keep in touch for more. If you got any questions, just ask. We will be doing tours out here in the future. Appreciate you as always. God bless.